What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time, but I am so excited to be back, and I'm so excited to speak to you guys about this topic. Listen, this topic is something that I'm currently experiencing, currently dealing with, and I have been dealing with since early 2019. It has its ups and downs, you know. Sometimes it's a lot easier to handle, and sometimes it's just really awful, and I just don't know what to do with myself. With that being said, today we are going to be talking about endometriosis. I know. You probably don't know what endometriosis is. You probably never even heard of it, and you probably never met anybody with endometriosis. Totally understand. Before I found out that I had endometriosis, I never met anybody with it. I think the only time that I ever heard of endo was like in a commercial, and I didn't pay attention to it. So yeah, I'm gonna be teaching you guys a little bit about endo, and I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit of my journey. Okay, so first thing is first, you guys need to know what endometriosis is. So basically, endometriosis is a disorder in which the tissue that normally lines the uterus shifts outside of the uterus. I'm reading, okay? I'm trying to be professional. But yes, you guys, so let me just get right into my story, okay? So I think it was about early February 2019. My mother was doing my hair, and I was literally sitting on the floor, and I fell, I curled up in like a fetal position because I felt this like overwhelming pain and in my lower stomach. I had no idea what it was. And yes, you guys, I have a Jamaican mother. My mom was like, oh, let me make you some tea, you know, just relax, you're gonna be okay. But the pain was so bad and so sharp, it just did not go away. And I remember thinking to myself, like, this isn't the first time I'm feeling this pain, but it's the first time that it, one, lasts this long, and two, was this bad, you know what I'm saying? So my mom decided that she was going to bring me to the emergency room, and when I got there, they had no idea what was wrong with me. All they knew was that I was in a crazy amount of pain, so they gave me this like really strong drug. It's called morphine. I think it's called morphine, yes. It's a really strong drug, because when they gave it to me, I was like, what is that, and why do I feel this way? I don't like it. Don't give it to me again. Don't give it to me again. But it did help with the pain. So we did a bunch of tests, and I went to like do an ultrasound and all of that stuff, and I went to do an ultrasound and all of that, and it came back, the results came back, and they were basically saying, oh, you have a cyst, like specifically a dermoid cyst, and you should go to your gynecologist. So I went to my family gynecologist, and he was like, oh girl, yeah, that's cute and all, you might have that little dermoid cyst. The way they were making it seem to me in the hospital, one, they told me like the dermoid cyst had teeth, they told me it had hair, they told me a whole bag of stuff, okay? Because they really didn't know what was wrong with me, but I feel like they just went with whatever they could go with just to like kind of get me in and out. And that's really what happened. But thank God, my family gynecologist, he had a lot of sense. Okay, and it was an older guy. Literally, I don't even know how he was still practicing, because he was like mid-80s. Really old. I remember it was really hard getting an appointment because he only went into the office like maybe twice a week. But I finally got an appointment, got to see him. He was like, girl, no, I'm not doing surgeries anymore, but I'm gonna refer you to somebody else. And he referred me to the best doctor on this planet Earth, okay? She is the best gynecologist. I don't even like telling people who she is, because like, that's just my girl. Like, don't go to my girl, you go to somebody else, but that's my girl, whatever, right? So I finally went to her, and she looked at me and she was like, your symptoms read endometriosis, period. So I was like, what's that? And she broke it down to me, and I was like, okay, like how do I get rid of it? and she was like, we have to do surgery. So today is, let's say it's Monday. We can fit you in to do surgery next week, Tuesday. And I looked at her like, girl, bye. Girl, bye. I just came to you today and you're telling me that next week I'm supposed to do surgery? Lady, I've never done surgery in my life. Let's go a different route. Let's not do this, okay? Let's try to figure something else out. But surgery? Is that the first thing that you're rushing to right now? So she kind of just like broke it down to me and explained how serious it was and how I needed to do the surgery or I would forever be in this pain. Like, there's nothing that I can do about it, right? She also told me that there was no way for me to know for sure if I had endometriosis without doing the surgery. So yeah, she can say, yeah, you possibly have endometriosis, but she wouldn't know for sure unless she went in. Okay, so it just so happened that I had like a trip to Virginia planned, and I was like, girl, I'm not canceling my trip. Like, I already paid for all of this stuff. I'm not canceling my trip, so we're gonna have to do this after my trip. She was like, are you sure? You're taking a big chance. I was like, girl, I'm sure, right? Went to Virginia, came back, did the surgery. After my surgery, found out, oh, scratch that. So, fun fact, right? I started gaining a lot of weight prior to finding out like I had endometriosis. So I would say between Thanksgiving of 2018 and the February 2019, I like started gaining a lot of weight, especially in my stomach area. I felt like I was always bloated. Little did I know that that was an endo stomach. Little did I know. I thought I was just gaining an incredible amount of weight and nothing that I would do would help. And it would be really off because like I would wake up in the morning and my stomach would be, you know, regular. And then by like noon, my stomach would be so bloated. Like I would look like I had like maybe like a 4-month pregnancy belly, which was very off. I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like, why am I gaining this weight rapidly like this? Which is not, it wasn't like that for me. Like I maintain a certain weight from like high school up until college. So that was a little bit off. I didn't know at the time. So moving forward, did the surgery. After the surgery, found out that I had stage 4 endometriosis, which is the worst case. She actually took pictures and I was able to see like what it looked like. This is a bit graphic, but I'm just gonna let you guys know. Literally, it was almost like, okay, so listen, let me just say this. This is just like a warning, okay? If you don't want to hear about periods, just click off this video right now because I'm about to talk about it, all right? Basically, when I would have periods, when I would have my period, I would be in the worst pain ever, literally. And I would think that that's normal. Like, oh, every girl goes through this. Like, everybody's pain, like, is like this. Everybody feels this amount of pain when they're on their period. Little did I know that it's not supposed to be like that. Like, you should not be throwing up when you have your period. Never, ever, ever, ever. Ever something is wrong. You should never throw up. You should never be fainting. It should never get to a point where you feel like you can't go to school or you can't go to work or you can't do like your daily duties because of your period. From that, you should know something is wrong. I did not know that. I felt as if, you know, the pains that I was feeling were very much normal and everybody felt those different pains or the same pains, whatever. Okay. So what would happen is I would have my period, but the blood would not all be leaving my body, right? So it would stick to my uterus and stuff like that. So my whole uterus and like around my uterus was like black, sis, literally black. And when I saw the pictures, I was like, oh my God, like what is this? What is this? So she basically scraped all that off without affecting my uterus. Thank God. Okay, she is the best because, you know, it was a chance that I had to take, you know, because she could have done a lot to kind of ruin my uterus. I don't know what words to use, she could have ruined my uterus, she could have messed me up really badly, but she did not. That's what I'm saying. My girl, she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing, okay? But yeah, it was really bad. It was really, really, really bad. After surgery, she put me on a form of birth control. I needed to go on hormones, right? So whatever I needed to take to stop my period was what I had to do. It was like, okay, girl, periods don't work for you. Periods don't work for you. Periods make you sick, okay? No periods for Kelly's, none, okay? So she put me on a specific hormone. I think it was called, I don't remember. I don't even want to butcher the name. Whatever, she put me on that and I took it for a little while, and my weight gain started like going crazy. Like I started gaining weight like crazy. It was just like pound after pound after pound. Like the pounds started doubling. Like each day it was like 2 pounds, 4 pounds. I just started gaining weight like crazy. And I remember thinking I became really like insecure and self-conscious. Like I did not want to be on camera. Like, don't take pictures of me. Don't do it. Don't do it, because I never been that weight before and it was so uncomfortable. I'm still getting used to the weight that I am now, but I'm slowly losing it. Thank God. Thank God. But she put me on that pill. I started gaining weight like crazy and I just did not know how to handle it, but it was something that I had to be on. I had to be on it. I stopped taking it, right? Maybe about a year later, I stopped taking it and the pain was like, pain was different, okay? The pain was different. I said, no girl, no girl, no girl. I sort of kind of got like really scared of periods. Like till this day, when I think like I'm going to have my period, I get really like anxious. Like I just don't know. I get really sad too. Like I'll literally tell people like, oh my God, my life is going to end tonight. This is going to be the worst night of my life. Like the night that or the day that my period starts, like whatever time it is about to be the like life-threatening. It's horrible. I don't want to live through this. Hate it. So I went back on the medication. Actually, before I went back on the medication, I tried to take a different medication. I couldn't remember to take it. Just didn't work for me. Medication is just not for me. I don't want to have to like dedicate to taking anything every day. Don't want to do that. But with my situation, I have to do that. So fast forward, let me say this. After the surgery, my periods were not as bad. But they were still bad, but they were not as bad, okay? Fast forward, that was 2019 into 2020. 2021 now. I stopped taking the pills for a little while and I realized like, oh girl, the pain is coming back. It's coming back. And after my first period, after my first period, I called my doctor and I was like, I can't live this life. I can't live this life. I don't know what is going on, but it's like 10 times worse. So if it was this bad in the beginning before the first surgery, like girl, it's like 10 times worse now. Like I don't know why it's so bad now. Nothing is working. Nothing at all is working, right? I became really anemic. I would lose a lot of blood. That's another thing. When I would have my periods, I would be losing so much blood. It made me anemic, right? Like incredibly anemic, incredibly anemic. So after the first period this year, I would say that was like in September. I called her and I was like, listen, something is wrong. Something is wrong. I really didn't look into it that much. I guess like I bared the pain. I guess a part of it was me like fearing having to do surgery again. So I was just trying to bear the pain. After the second period now, that bad boy lost it. Oh, hear me. That thing lasted like 12 days. And I was like, oh my God, this is not natural. This is not real. Okay, this is not okay. Something is wrong. Something is really wrong with me. And I need to figure out what it is. And the pain started becoming 10 times worse, and I just didn't know how to handle it. I wasn't able to eat. Like, I remember during the span of the like 12-day period, I wasn't able to eat. I wasn't able to sleep. I was in so much pain, like I could not take it. And recently, I would say maybe like 3 weeks ago, yeah, about 3 weeks ago, I was admitted into the hospital, and I had to do a blood transfusion because I had lost so much blood and I was in so much pain that I had no choice but to do the blood transfusion and to seek help. I had to seek help. I did not know what to do. I couldn't handle it by myself anymore. So I always go to a specific hospital because my mom works at that hospital, so I'm always going there. I just prefer to be there. I feel like they treat me better because my mom works there, and also my doctor, that's where she does surgery, so I just feel more comfortable going. I feel more comfortable going there. So I went to the hospital. They knew like my history with my endometriosis and everything, so they knew like, okay, it has something to do with that. So I did ultrasounds, did all of that stuff, and the greatest thing about that is I was working with a team that worked very closely to, oh my god, hold on guys. All right, sorry about that. Not me forgetting that I had something in the oven. Thank god it did not burn. Okay, so what was I saying? I was working with a team that, well, I was being seen by a team that worked very closely with my doctor, which was a plus. So she knew everything that was going on with me. When I left the hospital, I had a follow-up appointment with her the very next day. Went to see her, and she was like, girl, oh, they did not give me my results in the hospital. Like, they didn't tell me like what the ultrasound read and all of that stuff. I guess they just wanted her to tell me. I didn't think anything of it. Like, I just figured like, okay girl, you're okay, so that's why they're letting you leave. But yeah, so she told me, she was like, okay, your endo is like horrible right now, like 10 times worse, girl. Like, you gotta figure something out. We have to come up with a plan, right? Because this is not gonna work. This is not going to work, right? So, and she was like, you also have like, I don't remember what it's called, I'm never gonna lie to you guys, but it was something that was sitting on my ovary that needed to be removed because that's what was causing a lot of the bleeding as well. So she was like, all right, you have surgery next week. Literally, I swear to you, I went to her on, I don't remember. I had surgery like a couple days after seeing her, and that was literally just a few days ago. But she was like, you have to do the surgery and we have to come up with something because you don't care for the hormones because it makes you gain weight. And listen, I recently did a breast reduction. I'm not trying to gain any more weight, okay? I'm not trying, because it goes right there. I don't want it. I like where I'm at right now. I don't want it. So she was like, we have to come up with a way for you to, like, you have to be on something. So it's either like, girl, you're gonna have a baby or you're gonna be on something. So, but we gotta come up with something. So that's where we are right now with my journey, figuring out what it is that I can do, okay? Because it's like, you know, you're 23. Do you really want a baby? But do you want to feel this pain? You know, it's a lot because one of the biggest things that occurs when you have endometriosis is infertility, okay? It's there. It's like having a baby it doesn't come natural to people like me with endometriosis. My endo makes it 10 times worse, 10 times more difficult. It's just reality, and it's taken me a long time to kind of come to terms with that reality, because it's like nobody wants to hear that, you know, you might potentially have issues having children because of your endometriosis, or better yet, you will have issues having children because of your endometriosis. And the longer you wait, the more difficult it becomes. You know what I mean? You don't have the privilege of waiting until your mid-20s, you know, late 20s to have kids. It's like you gotta do this right now, sis, or you're out of luck. Okay, that sucks. Like, nobody wants to hear that, but it's like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's something that has taken me a while to kind of wrap my mind around. I don't even know if I'm fully, like, if it's registered as yet, but you know, it's one day at a time. One day at a time. I recently did another surgery, as you guys know, as I just told you guys, and I don't know how it went as yet. I'm assuming that it went well. Usually when it's like bad news, she tells me right away, so I'm assuming that it went pretty good, hoping that it went really good. I think that this is really cool. Like, it's like a little journal entry, like a video journal entry, you know, tracking or keeping up with my progress, keeping track of my progress, or my day-to-day, or my month-to-month when it comes to my endometriosis. I think that's really cool. Yeah, so that's where I am right now with my endo journey, just figuring out what it is that I want to do moving forward, and how to kind of, you know, get this thing together, because, you know, we need this to come together. We need this to come together. But yeah, endometriosis is really something that's quite unfortunate to have, because many people don't know about it. A lot of doctors don't know how to help with it, how to treat patients with it, because they themselves don't know much about it. So when you do find a doctor that is quite knowledgeable about the topic, it's like, thank God. I'm so grateful for her, because I know there are so many women out there that do have endometriosis, and just like, they have nowhere to turn, they have no one to go to. And I understand the struggle. You know, it's kind of tough not having anybody to relate to. Like, I can't call this person like, okay, you went through this, like, how did you deal with that? Or, are you going through this? How are you dealing with that? It's kind of like something that I deal with on my own, which makes it kind of difficult, but it is what it is. You live and you learn. I hope that my journey, you know, can inspire other women, and I hope that, you know, nobody else has to go through this, because I don't wish this on anybody, because this sucks. Like, endo really will attack you at any point, okay? I will literally be here like this, you know, and just looking cute, enjoying my day, and then just boom, boom, you're in pain. You're in pain. Or when you're driving and you're feeling good, you bump into some music, and then boom, you gotta pull over because you just cannot take the pain. That is the worst, okay? Those are the things that I don't enjoy. But it's my life, you know? It's my life. And I'm just living it, you know? I'm living it. I'm taking it all in. I have a really strong support system, so that's amazing. And I'm not gonna let this, like, I'm gonna be endo, you feel me? There's no cure for it, but like, endo, you can't touch me, sis. You can't touch me. You can't touch me. You're never gonna keep me down. You're never going to keep me down. I'm always going to find my way, you know, out of every endo situation. Like, I'm always going to fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to kind of beat the odds. Okay, I'm gonna beat the odds. I'm going to live my best life, and I'm gonna enjoy it. And I'm going to one day look back at this video and be like, girl, you had no idea, you know, you had no idea what you were up against or how you were gonna beat what you were gonna beat, but you did that, sis. And I'm just gonna be like, yes, I did that. I was talking in this video as if I knew a plan or I knew I was gonna do, but I really did not. But guess what? You did that. And that's, you know, I'm leaving it in God's hands. What is meant to be will be. You know, my faith is strong. I believe in God. So I'm leaving it to him. I'm gonna pray about it and I'm gonna live my life and I'm gonna be happy. It's what it is. You know, some days I might cry because the pain is too much or I'm fed up, but I'm never gonna give up. Listen, I'm really excited for you guys to go on this journey with me. I'm excited to show you guys my vulnerable side. I don't do that often. I'm super excited to be able to do that and kind of just share my journey with endo, with the world, and hopefully I'll be able to touch even one other female that's experiencing this to, you know, let her know that it's okay and keep your head up and, you know, don't give up. Because why give up? We got to beat this. What is endometriosis compared to us? Nothing. Okay, thank you guys for tuning into my video. Stay tuned for more videos. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.